Wonderful, they're coming in. That's a lot of people. Yes, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, welcome. We'll get started very soon. Still letting people in. Hello to you too, William. Nice to see you, or not see you, or know that you're here, should I say. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Just a reminder, we do have interpretation, which will be Spanish interpretation. Please look in the chat. We have information. Hello, Pamela. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you coming in to CABE 2022 Exhibitor Orientation. And of course, on behalf of the board, we welcome you here. And of course, our CEO, Jan Gustafson Correa, and our CABE team. Today is a webinar, so you will see our slides and you will see me speaking. However, I will not be able to see you. We invite you to put any information here in the chat because we're so happy you are here. As we share this key information today, our CABE team will be handling the chat. We will invite you to use the chat for questions throughout today's session. Our outcomes for today is understanding of the CABE 2022 virtual platform, understanding of how attendees will visit virtual exhibit halls and booths, understanding of exhibit hours. We'll be responding to questions and concerns, and of course, sharing the excitement of CABE 2022 virtual conference. Of course, our conference, as you all know, is scheduled for Tuesday, March 29th through Saturday, April 1st, April 2nd. Our location, of course, is wherever you are. It's online, so wherever you are, that's our location. The platform will be a portal Zoom and get portal, which is the CABE 2022 portal. We'll show a little glimpse of that later. And Zoom and SCAD, which will be our program. And of course, we will be using the Google Drives. The conference schedule, as you can see, is Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. We'll have the night at the exhibits. This is where your participation will be very much spotlighted and appreciated. All our workshops are like 50 minutes each. We will have some transitioning time for each of the workshops. Wednesday through Friday, we have our schedule 9:33 p.m., which will be our two-day institutes, Wednesday and Thursday. Those are the only 2 days we will have our two-day institutes. But on a regular day, Wednesday through Friday, from 3 to 3:30, we'll have our parent orientation. From 3:30 to 4:30, we'll have our general session with our keynote speakers. And then 4:45 to 5:35 will be our first session, which will have our workshops and featured speakers, as well as institutes. From 5:55 to 6:45 p.m., we'll have session 2 with our workshops and featured speakers. We will also have our film festival going on from 4:45 to 6:45 as well. And then we'll end every day, Wednesday through Friday, from 6:55 to 7:30 with a closing session, which will include some speakers and raffles, of course. And then on Saturday, it's a different time, course, from 8:30 to 9:15, we have our general session with keynotes. And then 9:30 to 10:20 will be our first session, which will include, of course, the workshop, feature speakers, and institutes. And from 10:40 to 11:30, we'll have our session 2, same thing, our workshops and feature speaker. And of course, that we will also have our exhibit hall beginning at that time, which would include you. That will go on from 11:50 to 12:40, which session 3 will still have our workshops, our feature speakers, as well as the exhibit hall. We also will have our films showing at this time from 10:40 to 12:40. At 12:50 to 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, we will finish up with, of course, our grand finale closing with our speaker as well as our raffle items. So I know we're concerned and want to know about the exhibit hours during the conference. There's a setup time we have scheduled for you guys on Tuesday, March 29th, from 3:00 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. And the reason why we have it until 3:45 p.m. because we want everyone, including you, to come into the main general session for exhibitors. And that exhibit session and visits will begin at 4:00 p.m. and we will end it at 6 p.m. Our setup time for Saturday, of course, is different, April 2nd from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Our exhibit sessions and visit will start at 10:40 and then end at 12:40 p.m. And this is all Pacific time. Our exhibit times, of course, there's 2 different ones, as I mentioned. The virtual night at the exhibit, Tuesday, March 29th, from 4 to 6 p.m. We're going to have visit every exhibitors, and people will sign in at each site. And we'll talk a little bit more about that for them to enter daily drawings. It's going to be lovely. And it's going to be a lot of, you guys are going to have a great time. People will have chances to win the golden ticket. On Saturday, we have our CABE virtual day of the exhibit hall. And that will be, as we mentioned, from 10:40 a.m. to 12:40 p.m. So our exhibitor schedule and night at the exhibit, which is Tuesday. I know the question is, wow, the night at exhibit, what's going on? Well, what's going on is you guys are spotlighted. So all our exhibitors will be in their Zoom rooms, ready to accept and visit with our participants for the conference. It'll start at 3:00. We'll have you guys come in and set up your Zoom room, make sure you're all together, and we'll also have people standing by that can assist you. Then we will reconvene in the actual main session room of the general session for exhibitors. So you have your own general session. That will begin at 4:00. We'll do some welcomes, some intros, and of course we'll have a raffle. I mean, what is CABE without raffles, right? So we'll have that. And then at 4:15, we'll have our first booth visit. We'll dismiss people to go visit your booths. Participants will have a choice to visit their first set of virtual booths for about 15 minutes, in which they will return back to the main session at 4:30 p.m. And they'll do that. We will have sponsor greetings. You'll be able to participate and say just a quick little 30-second, talk to each of our participants that will return. We'll also have raffles. And then we will be there for about 10 minutes and they will send them out again for their second booth visit. That will go on for 15 minutes as the participants choose to go to their second set of virtual booths. And they will return back after 15 minutes, which is our main session 3. We'll do our sponsor greeting again, of course. We'll take names for the raffle, but we will not have a raffle at that time. Why, you say? Because we want them to come back again. They must be present to win. So we will dismiss and they will come back at 5:05, go to their third visit, and they can go choose their third set of virtual booths to visit for 15 minutes. And then they will return back to the room to the main session 4. There, we will then announce the raffle winner, and they must be present to win. So we know they're going to have to stay, people. Our next one, we will go for 15 minutes, and then they'll come back again for the 4th booth visit and their final set for the day for the virtual booth for 15 minutes. And then once again, they sign in. As I mentioned earlier, I should have mentioned earlier, they will sign in to each exhibit virtual booth via the Google link we will provide you. In your letter, we'll have that information as well. Then once they visit for 15 minutes, they will return at 5:45 to the main session room, which will be the final general session, where we will then do sponsor greetings once again, and we will participate in the participant will participate in the raffles, and they must be present to win. And then we will do a golden ticket, and the golden ticket is what we will have at the end for $500, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. So on April 2nd, Saturday, it will change slightly. It will change a little bit. We will begin at 10 a.m. Your exhibitors will set up your virtual booth, have a chance to get everything together, test your mic, make sure all is well. We will return to the main session room, which is at 10:40. We'll welcome everyone again, intro, instructions, raffle, and so on. And then they will come at 10:50. We'll dismiss them. We'll dismiss them, of course, to go do their first virtual booth visit at 10:50. Participant would choose their first set of virtual booths for 50 minutes. They can go and browse. This time we're kind of opening up because the participants will be there for also the conference, as well as visiting with you for your resources and getting information from that. Which after the 50 minutes, they will return to the main session room 2, where sponsors will do a small greeting and participants and raffles again, and then they'll go out once again and do their second set of visits for about 45 minutes. They'll return back to the room at 12:35, where we'll do the closing main session 3, where we'll have raffles and dismissal, of course, to the closing session, which is at 12:50. And then CABE 22 closing session with our keynote and raffling, raffle items, and voila, there you are. That's the end of our closing and the end of our conference for the day, for the week. So a little details that we want to get into. I know you want to know, how does virtual exhibit booth work? Attendees will click on your Zoom account provided by CABE. You will receive your Zoom account on Tuesday, March 22nd. We'll send that out to you. Your virtual Zoom background, you'll get that from us. Remember, CABE is providing a virtual Zoom background. CABE will provide a customized Zoom background with your logo. You will receive your Zoom background Tuesday, March 22nd. So I know a few of you are wondering, how does this Zoom background work? How does it work? How do I download this Zoom background? Well, we will be able to show you this in this little short video clip. So hang around, people. We do have a video clip on how to download your Zoom background.
Hello everyone, Carmina here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to change your Zoom background today. We're gonna start off from the very beginning, that way nobody gets lost. Let's just say somebody sends you a Zoom background and that's the one that you need to be using. You can also, of course, download one from online, whatever background you have, but first we're gonna start off with saving it. You can either hit download all or just click this arrow here and hit save as. From here, you need to find a spot for this image, somewhere that you're going to remember or somewhere where you keep all your Zoom backgrounds, and save it there. Once you do this, you need to go ahead and open up Zoom. I'm already logged in, but if it tells you to log in, then just go ahead and sign in. Make sure you're on the right account. From here, you want to hover over to the settings. So we're going to go ahead and click on this button here. Once the settings come up, you want to make your way down to background and filters. And as you can see, this is where you're going to have your library of Zoom backgrounds. We need to go ahead and upload one. So we're going to go ahead and click on this plus sign here, and you're going to hit add image. This is where you're going to need to go and look for that image that you saved so that you can go ahead and upload it. All you need to do is double click on it. And as you can see, it's already uploaded. If we go over to another setting and then end up back at background and filters, it's still going to be selected because automatically when you upload it, it's going to be the one that's selected. You don't need to hit save or anything. Also, I want to show you that if you were to start a meeting or join a meeting, that background is also going to be automatically selected, as you can see here. Now, let's just say you were already in a meeting and you wanted to change your background then. You're going to want to hover over to this stop video icon here and select this arrow. And you're going to choose virtual background. From here, it's going to take you to this exact setting that we were previously in, and you can go ahead and select whichever background you'd like. They even have videos. You can also decide to upload another video here. Same as we did before, you would hit the arrow and then hit add image. And that's it, everyone. You have made it to the end of this tutorial. You have successfully learned how to change your virtual background on Zoom. Hope
All right, I hope that you find that tutorial on how to download your Zoom background helpful. And remember, we're here for you. So if you have any questions, our team is here and ready before the conference, during the conference as well. If you have questions about this, make sure to note it down, and we will have a moment where you can put in your questions in the chat. So just we're really excited about the whole opportunity of having our CABE 2022 online. We have a CABE conference portal, and the overview of the portal in CABE 2022 website, attendees will be able to have their own personal access code to the portal. It's going to be a unique login that will be sent to them. You will also be sent a unique access login as well for those of you who will be attending the conference. So to access your exhibitor profile on SCED for viewing, because this is the program we're using to house the virtual booths, which is SCED. And so as some of you who have participated in last year's one, it is SCED is the program that we use. We will have a listing of all the exhibitors on the SCED, and people will be able to view it. So we want you to be able to view your exhibitor profile page and edit it if you need to. You will be able to do that Tuesday and Wednesday, March 22nd and 23rd. So it's a few simple steps. Step one, you want to find your SCED exhibitor URL link in your email letter from Ruth Navarrete, which was sent today. Check your emails for email from ruth@gocabe.org. Step two, you want to click the exhibitor link or copy to your browser to continue to SCED page. Once you have arrived to SCED, then click on the exhibitor page. You will see a listed directory of exhibitors icon. Once you locate them, you see yours, you click on the icon to view your exhibitor page. When you click here, you would see the exhibitor page. We gave an example here of how it looks on SCED. And it says schedule, speakers, sponsors, and you see exhibitors. That is where you would click on the exhibitor. Once you click there, you go to step 4. You'll see your profile page will open up. You see your profile page and you click on it and it'll open up. So just step 5. Once you find your logo and your name, you hover over it, you click on it and you view it. You'll see the link there. You click, you'll get this. You view your descriptions for edits. And if you don't have any edits, that's fine too. But if you do have edits, you will be able to click there. So we ask that you please review your page carefully. And if you have edits or revision, click on the description, edit, or change form on your letter. That's the email letter that Ruth sent you. You should have received that today. And then once you do it, you can hover over the description, edit, or change form, and you right-click your mouse and choose to open the hyperlink. This should take you to the edit form. Once you made your revisions and changes, click submit. Our staff will receive and make the changes as soon as possible prior to the conference. Now, the deadline to submit these edits to exhibitor or sponsor profile should be submitted as soon as possible, but no later than Thursday, March 24th by 5 p.m., okay, PT time. Okay, make sure. So when you do enter your profile page, you will see a page that looks just like this. You enter any changes or new text that you would like to include on your exhibitor profile page. And then once you have entered your changes, please remember to click the submit button that is shown on the page here with the arrow pointing down. And if you have any questions, of course, you can contact Ruth at gocabe.org. So I'm sure you guys have some questions. How will attendee visit the virtual exhibit hall and booth? How will they do that? Well, we have a portal. And we have a portal on Tuesday that has been customized and designed just for you, because you are going to be the CABE 2022 show on Tuesday. You're going to click on the visit exhibit hall icon as you see there. Well, our attendees will, that is, and you don't have to click on it, but our attendees will click on that. And they will go, when they click on that one, they will go directly into the actual general session hall that day. That day we'll go into a meeting room, which will be the exhibit hall, the virtual exhibit hall main session room. Now on this is Tuesday portal. On Saturday portal, the portal will look a little different. That portal will have changed slightly. And remember, this is a draft that we're showing you. So don't look in the middle where you see the schedule. It will have Tuesday schedule on it right now. But on the day of the conference, it will have the Saturday schedule on there. And then once again, our attendees will visit. They will click on the visit our exhibit hall. And at that time, they will go to the SCED. That is the same one I showed you earlier where you saw the headers. And it showed the exhibitors. They showed the speakers, the exhibitors, and then they also show attendees. They will go there, they will click on that header that says exhibit, and they will visit your booth. So attendees will access the virtual exhibit hall from our web-based program as well, scanned in the portal via the header label exhibitors as I showed you. We just want to give you a few tips. It is important for you to place things on your site that are inviting to our attendees to entice them to visit. CABE will provide each exhibitor a sign-in Google form link to be placed in the chat to be completed by all attendees who visit your virtual booth. This is to encourage them to visit your booth as well as listen to your presentation. And once these forms are completed, once the form is completed, CABE will use the forms to enter attendees in a golden ticket raffle of $500, which will be chosen at the last closing exhibitor session Tuesday, March 29th. They are going to be so excited. They're going to want to come and visit each booth, as many as they can, because the only way they can actually be included in that golden ticket raffle is to visit as many virtual exhibit booths as they can to get the resources they need, get the information they need to move forward. We encourage you to have your own raffles, and we can add these announcements of the winner to our page, our portal page that we showed you. So we want to encourage you to have your raffle. Put it on there and, make your rules. Tell them that you will do the raffle, at the end of your presentation. Make sure that they understand that they will need to revisit your booth to retrieve the raffle. Things like that. We encourage you to do that. The CABE support team is available every day for attendees and for your assistance. We're going to be here for you. And we'll provide that information, exhibit information, virtual booth link, which was sent via email earlier today by Ruth. You should receive that. That's where we'll be there, right there to help you and guide you along the way and answer any questions that you have. So I know right now you probably have some questions. We want to invite you to enter your questions in the chat. In the meantime, I know there was a few questions that came about that you pretty much want to know and everyone wants to know. Do we only have our virtual booth open during designated exhibit hours? Yes. Exhibitor viewing times are open Tuesday, March 29th at 4:00 p.m. to 6:00 p.m. and Saturday, April 2nd from 10:40 a.m. to 12:40 p.m. Our attendees will be able to visit the virtual booth during these times. You can schedule an appointment for attendees by providing your contact information on your profile page. So when you view your profile page, check and see if your contact information is there. If it's not there, make sure that you put that in the edits and we'll take care of that for you. Question number 2, can we have more than one person in virtual booth? Yes, you can. You can have as many people as you like in your virtual booth. After all, it is yours. We encourage you to have your colleagues join you in your virtual booth. And Zoom allows you to have breakout in meeting rooms. So that might be a way that you control your traffic, have your colleagues there, and you can place them in that breakout room. So this feature allows you to have more visitors. And if a certain visitor wants certain questions or resources, and it might be taking a little bit of your one person time, you just invite them to go into their breakout room and they can have a separate one-on-one conversation with your colleague. So can we have presentations in our virtual booth? Yes, you can. It is your booth. And we welcome you to use it in the ways that are effective for you. Those are the 3 questions that came to mind and people have asked. So now we're going to open this up for any more questions. Enter your questions in the chat and we'll have our colleagues answer the questions as they come about, and I'll be here to answer. So right now, team, what's in the chat now for me?
Right now we have a question from John Lombardi. Do we get a hold of you through emails if we need you during the conference?
I advise you, if you do need to get a hold of me, you can email me, as well as you can go into the exhibit virtual room. That's where more than likely I will be sitting. If not me, it will be our colleagues there as well to answer you. So number 1, go into your virtual Zoom room. It's a virtual information booth.
Hi, another question is, what happened during the setup times?
In the setup time, we allow you to set your virtual Zoom room, do some testing for you can make sure that your volume is right, your audio is correct, make sure your Zoom background is all ready to go. So we want to allow that time for you. We don't want you to be rushing in at 4 o'clock and trying to put everything together.
The next question, should we come back to the main session after each visit or just remain in the virtual booth?
I appreciate that question, which is a very good question. We will be having some of our sponsors to have a few moments to speak during the main session. So we do advise that our sponsors come back to the main room after each 15-minute session. And we invite also exhibitors who are not sponsors to come as well, because you can get valuable information. You can also put things in the chat for people. So we do advise you to come back, and then you also return. You can have two, you may want to have two colleagues. One of you guys will stay in the booth and the other one come in to the main session room. We do invite you to do that. And after all, we will have an exhibit. We will have a exhibitor raffle as well at the end, the last session. So you do want to return then, everybody.
Another question is, will we have access to the information about who visited our booth?
Yes, you will. That we will be able to give you that information and send it to you guys, because when they sign up in that Google sheet, there we will have their name and their email addresses for you.
And also about how many people should we expect for each session?
You know, right now we don't have an actual number of how many, but I would say expect at least that you would get about 10 visitors during each session. That's just an estimate. Some of you might get 20. It all depends on who's joining us on their resources, that needs resources. Next question.
So if we have a presentation planned for our exhibit slot, we should just do those on Tuesday, correct?
I'm sorry, what was that question again?
If we have some presentation planned for our exhibitor slot, we should just do those on Tuesday, right? The other sounds for Saturday, both are more informal.
I would say that if you want a more planned presentation schedule, I would suggest that you do it on Tuesday, because you know you have 15 minutes in increments to do it. However, if you would like to do a presentation on Saturday, just keep in mind that you may have visitors that might come in and out while you're speaking. And if you have, if you're very good in the chat and you just put on there, if you'd like to stay, if you're joining us at this, while this presentation is in progress, excuse me, stay afterwards or into your form of contact, and I will be happy to give you a one-on-one presentation. You can do that. You can have another colleague there answering your chat and say, you know, you can join me in the Zoom room and I can begin. That's one way you could do it if they do come in during your presentation on Saturday. Next question.
If we want to do a raffle after each 15-minute session, what is the best way to get a list of all the attendees in that particular session?
Well, my suggestion to you, it depends on how you're going to do your raffle. If you're planning on doing your raffle for those that have actually attended your virtual booth during a certain session time, then I would advise you to have them type in their names in the chat, and someone on your side take that information and create your raffle list. If you would need the raffle of those that visit just your booth, we can provide that, but we will not be able to provide that until later, like the next day, in order for us to get it together.
Another question was, are we going to be able to have access to this presentation, like a recorder?
If we're talking about this presentation today, you will have access for this on CABE2022.org. This orientation will be available for your viewing. Any other questions? And it will be available for your viewing tomorrow, by the way. We'll have it up for you.
And it's not a question, it's a suggestion, but they would like to please, if you can email them the Tuesday and Saturday schedule. So, and if you can share with both visit and main sessions time.
Yes, that was actually shown earlier, and we will be happy to share that with you. Via email. Any other questions?
The question is, I'm going to have 3 colleagues take each day. Will I email the link to have them join?
Well, that's, you know what, Jan, that's an excellent question. I want to let you know that your Zoom account will be sent to you, and you will be the one that will be able to open it and close it. And you can send that to your colleagues, but keep in mind it will go directly to your Zoom room, not to the main session room. I'm glad. Thank you, Jen. I'm glad we were able to answer that question for you. Okay. All right. So if there is any other questions in the chat?
I think those are all the questions for today.
Well, I'm feeling very good, people, because that means we've answered
We
your,
just get one last one. When we will receive the Zoom link?
that's an excellent question. We will send you the Zoom link on this Friday, so you will have it available for you prior to your setup time. You're welcome. Well, thank you guys so much. And remember, if a question come up that you think about later, feel free to email Ruth@gocabe.org, Ruth@gocabe.org, and we'll be happy to assist you. You all have my email address. That's delma@gocabe.org as well. Make sure to send that. You can CC me, and we'll guarantee one or both of us may even answer your email. Sometimes we double up on it because we want to make sure you have all your answers. We put that in the chat, Ruth@gocabe.org. Thank you so much for attending this exhibitor orientation. We hope that you found it helpful as a guide. And remember, if you have any questions, you can always contact us and we'll be happy to assist you. Please remember that this session has been recorded, so you will be able to view it tomorrow on our website. And look for it at CABE2022.org. And also, on behalf of our CABE board, our CEO, Jan Gustafson Correa, and all of us here at CABE, thank you so much for attending this orientation. And we believe and trust that this will be the best virtual experience for you as an exhibitor and as an attendee. And remember, go on to our CABE2022.org website tomorrow morning if you would like to view this recording. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you guys at CABE 22 virtual conference on Tuesday, March 29th.